time we get to this, I'm going to say that's fine too. This is going to be write a recursive sequence. What are we up to? 5, 4, 5. Okay, so what are we starting with here? We're going to recursive sequences. What a recursive sequence has to have is a base case, a starting term, and then also the rest of it. Now, before you say, you can think to yourself, Mr. Sadler, that's linear. I should be able to make a regular equation for it, and you can. Right? I picked one that's easy on purpose to start, but you can make a recursive equation out of any pattern that you have. So I'm starting one with really, really easy. What is the pattern in this case? Because you have to be able to see the patterns where you start here. What's the pattern here? Yes. Add 6 each time. That's what our pattern is. Okay, so I'm going to write for you the formal way that I do it. If you want to do it a quicker way, this will be a 2-mark question on your test. Okay, so you don't have to show all your work for this one. But what I'm going to write this as T1 is equal to 1. Let's try 3. Because that's your beginning. T2 is equal to 9, and T3 is equal to 15. Okay, so how did I get 9? How did I get 9? Where did 9 come from? Yeah?
9 came from the second step, well, second term.
Good, yes. But if I were to, like, how does 9 relate to 3 at all? Like, that's where it's going. Yes? Good. Yeah, right on. And that's what I'm going to say. This is the same as 3 plus 6, which is T1 plus 6. This is 9 plus 6, which is T2 plus 6. So the general term is going to be what? What's Tn going to equal? What's Tn going to equal? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Now, there's one thing he forgot because I'm going to pick on it. What else does he forget? He's only got 1 or 2 on the test. It's a 2-mark question. What is this? Yes. Well, you don't need a T2 as 9, only need a T1. Okay, because, Joe, for T2, you can use it's only -1. So that's your equation. This is a 2-mark question on your test. There's mark 1, there's mark 2. Right? Now, if you don't need this rough work, don't use it. Right? Like, you don't have to. That's for me. And we get to more complicated ones. There's that. See a few scrunched up faces. What you need to think is what the pattern is. Add 1 to 6 each time. Which of this one, once we know what the pattern is, take the previous term and add 6. That's what this is saying on the right-hand side. To get a term, take the one before it and add 6. That's all it's saying. First day back. Here we go, example 6. Okay, this is one that's a little more complicated now. This is one that you cannot do. It might be a quadratic. I think it is a quadratic, but we're not going to do it as a quadratic way. You can't do this and just say it's linear or something. What you can do, though, is define what the pattern is going to be. What's the pattern going to be for this one? Go ahead.
Add 1 and you add 2, 3.
Very good. So for this one here, you're going to add 1. That's what the pattern is going to be. Excellent. Now that's your first start. Now the problem is to write this out in an equation, though. That's the hard part now. I'm going to do it my way with the writing it out and see if we can develop sort of in our minds what the equation is going to be. So I'm going to write this as, I'm going to pick on people here right now. So T1 is going to, I'll do the first one, I'll let you do that. T1 is going to be 3. T2 is going to be 4, which happens to be T1 plus 1. Are we okay on that? Took the first term, we had 1, 3, got the second term. I'm going to pick another volunteer named Harry. Harry, what's T3 going to equal then?
6.
I have to get 6. 6 is equal to what? Equals 6. Good. Everybody feeling somewhat okay with what's happening so far? Just to make sure, I'm going to pick on another victim called Caitlin. What's T4 going to be here?
13.
Very good. And we can go on forever. Okay, now for the bravery part. See, once you see the pattern, it goes from here. Go. Excellent. Okay. Now, do you want to explain how you got that? You just kind of came to good. Okay.
And you just take the number before it. If you're at T3, take the number before it.
Good. Now, the thing is to remember for this, so this is the thing that gets people, because these two subscripts match, the subscript 3 here matches the 3 here, so the n plus 1 here is going to match n plus 1. Because what happens on the test, people get something like this and they'll write tn minus 1 plus n. Well, that's wrong, right? Because the n, n in this case is 4. Do you see the question there or no?
No, I was just going to say that. So.
Okay. All right, we're only at 1 or 2, Amy.
T1 equals 3.
T1 is equal to 3. Now, what is I'm doing on the board here right now is habitually, I'm making it up, habitually difficult for students, okay? It's easy to watch me do it, okay, but over the generations, this is a difficult process I just did there. You guys want one more to do before I give you one more, then I'll call it a day after time. Example 7. Is 11. This one. Okay, so I'm like everyone to take 30 seconds without yelling it out. Think in your mind what the pattern is. Once you have the pattern, that's fine. I'm going to give everyone 20 seconds now. Think of what the pattern is. You need to be able to do this. So think of how the pattern is going to be here. Down to about 10 seconds. And now we're down to what the time takes for me to grab a and pass on the will do. Really, we're not going to pick on you right now. I'm going to ask someone else. Thank you. To volunteer me, what's the pattern here for this? Anyone see what the pattern is? Oh, you got it.
Multiplying.
Very good. So what we're doing is 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Negative 3 times negative 6 is 18. Negative 6 times 18 is negative 108. So this is how we're going to write this. T1 is equal to 2. T2 is equal to negative 3. What does T3 equal to? It is negative 6. Good. How do we get negative 6? Good. T2 times T1 or T1 times T2. Are we following the logic of what's doing here? Harry, how are you feeling? Is your game here or on the road tonight? I hate OSU still, you guys know that, right? Well, you know that. I don't know OSU guys. It's because, I can't believe saying this online. If the West Hill teachers are listening to me, you know what I'm saying. No, it's just for anything for us.